I swear sometimes I love the internet because what do you mean that this trend reminded me of a philosopher from 100 years ago? Let me explain. Let's think of some rare aesthetics for a moment. A school hallway at midnight, an empty restaurant after everyone's gone, or a shopping mall at 3 a.m. when all of the shops are closed. Now, all of these aesthetics have one thing in common. You are viewing something outside of its intended purpose, meaning the school isn't teaching, the restaurant isn't serving food, and the mall isn't open. But suddenly you see it. Like, actually see it. The space itself, the architecture, the light, the weird mood it creates. German philosopher Heidegger actually talked about this. He said that we experience the world as purely functional. So, a hammer is just hammering, a door is just going through. You don't see them, you just use them. When something breaks or appears in the wrong context, it suddenly becomes visible. You don't just see it as an object that you use anymore, but as a thing in and of itself. And that is exactly what's happening with these spaces. These spaces have been stripped of its function, so now all you have left is just the raw experience of being there. Another example of a rare aesthetic is when you bring a pet home for the first time. Your apartment, the space that you know better than anywhere else in the world, suddenly feels a little unfamiliar. That is because you're viewing it through their eyes. So, what makes rare aesthetics so important for us, and why are we talking about it today? I personally think that these moments can really jolt us out of autopilot. Heidegger said this some 100 years ago, but I think today in 2026, we are viewing the world as a lot more functional than we ever did back then. In fact, we keep moving from task to tasks, from spaces to spaces without actually observing anything. So, with this trend, remind yourself to pause and reflect a little. Follow for more.